What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel for another video here, and we're taking a quick look at the Legion Go update they posted on 11/17 yesterday at time of making this video, as it's November 18th now. And you know, Lenovo's looking to pack a lot of fixes and features and stuff into the Legion Go and into space between now and the end of December. So it's a pretty good roadmap, a lot of stuff people have been waiting for and want, and I hope they can actually deliver on this and get a lot of this stuff in here as quick as they say. Now, all of these devices, from the Steam Deck to the ROG Ally to the Legion Go, all these devices have really kind of had their issues at launch, and then, you know, they have to work on things and get them ironed out, get feedback from the communities and all that. I don't mind that, especially on first-gen devices, as long as they continue to support and make the improvements as fast as possible, which all the companies have so far, and I've loved seeing it. Valve's done a great job with the Steam Deck since launch. ASUS is doing a lot with the Ally, and it's improving a lot. And the Legion Go is already improving from its launch, and it looks like between now and December could really just about be a completely different device. It might even need a new review by the time we get that far. So let's look over this a little bit, and I'll point out some of the things. There's a lot in here that I'm especially excited about here. Now, as far as the VGA driver support, I'm always one that gripes about wanting the newest drivers as fast as possible, because that's what keeps our games running the best typically. And they are working on that. The China website often gets these drivers sooner, but it says here that they are working on targeting an update to space by the end of December that aims to pull all those updates into space, so that it's easier for them to consistently put all the drivers up at the same time and for us to more easily access them. So that's a really good one. They're definitely aware of the importance of the VGA drivers, which makes me happy to hear, and they want to find a way to get them out quicker and easier. So that's an important one to me. Very happy to hear that. As far as their BIOS updates, they're working on the SD card reader issues for sleep and stability. They're targeting a fix for TDP within the next 1 to 2 BIOS releases. And this is definitely a big one for me, as I am suffering a lot of issues with the custom TDP slider, and it's very hit or miss whether it winds up wanting to work at all. And they're predicting they might have the next BIOS update out as early as next week. And same thing for that VGA driver as well. So if we were to get both of those next week, that could really help the performance as well. 6 GB buffer and auto UMA buffer. So these are things that we've been asking for. Now, in the beta BIOS that I have messed with, you have the 6 GB but not auto, and auto can be really useful as well. And of course, adding in the ability to change that frame buffer size in space would be really cool. So they are looking into that. ASUS does that in Armory Crate. It's just a little easier than having to actually boot into BIOS each time, change it, save and quit, reboot and go in. If you could just select that in your software, restart and be done, it's just a little bit easier. So it's nice to hear they're working on that. Dead zone management. Man, this has definitely been something plaguing me since I got the Go. I love this device. It's really become my daily driver. It's my favorite right now, I think. But the dead zone issue with the sticks has been a big one. So playing something like Motorsport or Modern Warfare 3 or something like that, I really notice it to where at a point I'm really just pushing the sticks all the way over all the time to get where I need, and there's not a lot of in between there. So I will like seeing some of that get fixed up, and hopefully we're able to adjust a lot of that on our own. And again, they are looking to incorporate that stuff into space as well. They really want to pull everything into Legion space if they can, very similar to Armory Crate, which is nice to see as well. Key mapping is a big one. So I play things like GeForce Now, and I have to use the traditional on-screen keyboard to do things like Control-N, Alt-F4, and that type of thing, because I can't map them to any of the buttons. So they're looking into that as well. And of course, you would be able to do that inside of space. So the key mapping is a big one, and I'm glad to hear that that's still on their mind, and they're working on getting that out as well. If you've had issues with the left speaker interference, which isn't something I've had on mine, it was supposed to be fixed in the last VGA driver update. So make sure you are indeed running that newest driver that's available on the website. As far as fan whine and coil whine, not something I've had again, thankfully, but I know people who have had it, and Lenovo is addressing it here. They understand some people may be dealing with this, and they put up a phone number to get into some customer service. So at least there's a path there, and at least it has been acknowledged. If you are suffering from some fan noise, that's more than you can deal with. Custom fan curves and FPS limiters, yes. So planned by the end of December. Again, a lot of things by the end of December, of course, subject to change. But custom fan curves would be a nice one because this device runs pretty cool, which is awesome. It's one of the cooler running handhelds I've used, which I really like, and it helps with thermal throttling, of course, and wear and tear and things like that. And FPS limiter being incorporated into our right menu button would be nice. 30, 40, 50, 60, 90, 120, and 144 fixed settings. So definitely some quality of life improvements that would be welcome there. Hopefully they can get that in by the end of December. And they have some miscellaneous stuff here, stuff for the game profile, so improvements by the end of November for that. Working on addressing issues with the native portrait display with compatibility, and one that's gotten me, external monitor rotation issues. Definitely have had issues with that myself. A way to turn off the power button light for nighttime gameplay. I guess that's been distracting for some, so by the end of December again, we're looking at maybe adding something for that. They fixed the Chinese lettering in battle.net here for US. Hiding and removal of in-space games is being requested. They're looking at that. Ability to minimize space to system tray. They're looking at the possibility of that. Working on it. Oh, here's one that I really like as well in here. Working with extended teams to make parts available for purchase, including controllers. Discussing with teams on additional controller options. Once we have something outlined, we'll come back for input. So this is a big one because something I've loved about the Steam Deck is how easy it is to get parts and how repairable it is. And that was a big question I had with the ROG Ally. And as of right now, it's like you could call service and get parts ordered if you need them, but it's not an easy thing to just go and pick the parts you want and get them yourself like you can with the deck. So the fact that they're working on the ability to possibly purchase parts, have controllers available, replacement controllers, different types of controllers, things like that, is an exciting prospect for the Go. And I think that helps the longevity as well. I'd much rather repair one of these devices if a part goes bad myself than have to send it out or replace the device completely. So that's definitely a big one for me there. The BIOS stuff, the VGA drivers, and parts availability, those would probably be some of the top three things for me in this update they're talking about between now and the end of December. But like I said, Lenovo is really looking at packing a lot of features and fixes and stuff here between now and the end of December. This being November 18th at the time I'm making this video. That's what, 5-6 weeks they're talking about, really rolling out a lot here. So I'm sure some things will change along the way, but I do love the communication. Hopefully we get 80-90% of the stuff if they can't get all of it out. Again, the BIOS stuff and the VGA drivers are things I'm definitely looking forward to coming to the device and helping with any of the performance issues we've been seeing and stuff with like the custom TDP. So I'll keep an eye on this, and we'll definitely be following these updates and testing them out as they roll out on the Legion Go. All right, guys, thanks a lot for coming to check out the video. As always, I really appreciate it. I'll see you in the next one.